What's up, YouTube? Checking out the Hero Chronicles here. We got another little final table visit. Just lost one more. It's a $5 buy-in, so um, I'm trying to just do final five, final four. Um, Not quite as exciting as some of the bigger tournaments, final tables. So I feel like the top five are good. We're going all in with this ace jack. There's only three of us. There were five of us when I basically went to go hit live, and then two people got knocked out back to back. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm going to triple it up. Let's go ace. So what do we need, an ace? An ace or a jack? And that was a quick video. Will we post this? I'm not sure. But anyway, I haven't been playing much, and I haven't made too many final tables lately. So this one might just have to go up just because we made it, man. Anyway, we finished third. It's a nice little tournament. It's a turbo. It goes by pretty quick. Third place was $267.31. So that's nice. I appreciate you tuning in for the minute and 27 seconds that this has been going on. Let me cut this sound off here. I guess we can sit here for a minute and watch the end. I don't remember playing with this guy here. I've played with him up top a few times. He's really aggressive. He's always betting. But I just did a quote of the day. It was Mike Sexton. He said, "The majority of people that play poker lose or something, and basically, if you bet, you win. If you call, you lose. Some variation of that." But it's very true. Where any level that you're on, aggression is super important. And aggression, a lot of times, at least I have found in my game, that aggression has helped me to mask some of my leaks at certain times. And I mean, that's not something that is a long-term strategy. And of course, if you're playing against some rocket launcher players, then obviously that's not going to fly. Typically, I'm playing tournaments from $5 to $100 buy-ins. The majority of them are on the $5, $10, and $20 end. The only $50 or $100 tournaments I will typically play in or buy into, if I don't get a satellite in, is a $50 or $100 freeze out or bounty. To me, it's a little different. The strategy isn't too much different, but I'm not really in a position to go fire in 4 bullets at a $30 buy-in. It's $120, $150, whatever. But my bankroll can't sustain variance at a high level with those types of buy-ins. So I don't even know what the hell my point was to that. I've been putting a lot of effort into getting content for the channel, starting a couple of new playlists. Really the Voradox experiment and the Hero Chronicles is just a online manifestation of me. It's an experiment. Life is an experiment. I take it on as an experiment. I'm always trying to improve upon the product. None of us are perfect. All of us are fuck ups. We've all got our own shit. And I think the best you can hope to do, if you're sincere, is to make an effort every day to be a better person than you were the day before. And be real, man. I found that openness and realness are so important when it comes to helping people, when it comes to being a good testimony. Nobody wants to hear anything from a squeaky clean person. Our testimonies are powerful because we are some shitty people. I mean, look at the Bible. I don't know. And I'm just using the Bible for a reference because that's a religious text that quite a few people are familiar with. You know, God was not picking. Oh, the tournament's over. I didn't even see who won. God is not picking the holier than thou people. I mean, just think of some of the people that God had to do some of his most important work. Let's just start out with the heavy hitter. Let's start out with the seed of David, which ultimately produced Jesus. David himself was an adulterer, a murderer. I don't know, whatever other. I mean, I'm sure he probably did a whole gang of shit on the 7 deadly sins list. I mean, he was wide open, no doubt. Noah was a drunk. Paul was the craziest of all. He was actually employed to murder Christians, to stifle the word of God, and to stifle the good news of Jesus Christ. That was what he did. So, man, let me tell you something. If you can get any sort of comfort from the Bible or from religious texts, you will see that the strongest soldiers were always the biggest fuck ups. You need a test for a testimony. That's just the way it is. And so many things can get in your way from delivering that testimony, from adding what you can to the world. I think of my mission as expanding the kingdom of heaven on earth. Now, that'll be mistaken, I think, sometimes, because I'm not just speaking of a Christian heaven. I'm not just either necessarily even speaking of a religious heaven. But God tells us, judge not, lest ye be judged. So if I know that that's off my plate, if judging isn't something I'm supposed to be doing, if I want to be making the most expedient decisions, then since I'm not judging, I don't give a shit if this guy's Buddha, this girl's Muslim, this girl's agnostic, and this one reads tarot cards, like whatever it is. My agree or disagree doesn't mean shit if I'm really a believer in the word I say I believe. So if I'm not judging, then all I should be doing is the 2 main things that Jesus tells us to do. Treat your neighbor like your brother and love God with all your heart. And every day it's a challenge for everybody at different degrees, different levels, and for different reasons to try and be a contributing, I don't know if you want to call it contributing member of society. I don't know what that looks like in a lot of people's minds. I'm not rich. I'm not even close to rich. I'm not even stable. I'm hand to mouth. I'm making a very serious attempt at making online poker my primary source of income. I've been doing that for some months now. Hasn't been as consistent as I want it to. And it's tough sometimes when you know that rent might need to come out of your bankroll. It's funny, actually. I'm talking shit about this little final table here, $275, but I have decimated my bankroll to pay some bills over the last couple months. So this here comes at an extremely good time. But anyway, I wanna present myself to people in the manner that I am pretty sure that you will not find a bigger fuck up than me. If you added it all up, if you kept tally, kept score, check marks, whatever, from the time I came out of the womb until right now, I'm not saying I'm the worst person to ever live, but I'm saying, so my point to that is that if I can bring myself to the conclusion that God has a work for me and that I am going to be beneficial to the kingdom, then I have to find a way to do it. I've been thinking this way my whole life, and I've always had little spurts of doing it. Used to travel the country when I was with my daughter's mom, and we went to different places and did disaster relief work. That was cool. Might go somewhere and talk about God, whatever the case might be, just little things. And I've never felt better at any point in my life than when I was doing that type of work for God. When I was actively engaged in expanding the kingdom of heaven on earth. Excuse me, those were the greatest times of my life. And I've had some good ones. I ran through $500,000 in a year and some change, 2 years. Money. I don't have problems with females, you know what I mean? Like, I'm confident. I don't really have any type of. I've had very good opportunities in my life. Most of them I have fucked up somehow or another, but that's why I want to do this. I feel like social media is a platform. I'm 48 years old. There wasn't this platform when I was a kid, and I think that everybody can offer something to someone else now in a way that they couldn't do it before. Now, if I just get on and I like to make my little quotes. I like those quotes. Those quotes are deep to me. They mean something to me. So if I put those up and one person hears it and gets a boost from it and it helps their day out a little bit, I've done something. I've done something that has helped the positive energy in the universe. And I feel like if we're able to, then we should. Not like we're perfect. Man, it was a hard thing for me to even think that I was worthy to try and call myself a soldier of God. And even to this day, right now, to this day, I still need to remind myself that I am worthy to do work for him and that he can get glory out of me. And he won't be getting it out of me as the person. He'll be getting it out of me as the vessel. Sometimes that's the toughest fight, is the fight we fight against ourselves. Like I say, I'm 48, and I've come to a stunning epiphany type mindset shift here over the last week or so. It's August 28th. 2022. But I've come to a huge shift. What is it called? A paradigm? I've had a paradigm shift. And for most people, it would probably be a very simple thing. But for me, it was not. And moving forward, it's still not. But if I'm just being 100 about it, and that's, I'm trying to, I want to be as open as I can possibly be on this platform, or I feel like, what's the sense? But, it's difficult sometimes for me to see myself as worthy. I have someone very close to me. We're not in any type of a relationship, but we're very close. And this individual here, if you talk to them 10 times, they tell you 11 times that I'm the devil. I am, one of the top 5 worst people to ever walk the face of the earth. And that's consistent. And that has been something that's been there for years and years and years. And this person has a fairly strong influence on my thought process and on, my validity. We all get validated in life different ways. We can act like we don't care what other people think or what they say about us. But in some regard we do. And so one of my biggest battles, especially over the last few years, has been allowing myself to open up myself to offer what I have, the message that I have, the testimony that I have, the words, I have the gift of gab, and I'm able to deliver a message, and make people interested in listening. And if I am spreading the message that is ultimately expanding the kingdom of heaven on earth, that's a plus. That's a net plus for the world. And so I can't let what I think somebody else thinks about me determine how far I'm jumping in. Um, it's been easy for me to stay in the background over the last few years, and maybe I'm not going to say that I should have started this, YouTube channel sooner. I've taken my shot at YouTube channels before, just little ones, basically just to get my testimony out there. I've known for a long time that this was going to be what I do in some regard. I was going to be running my mouth in order to bring people to the understanding of heaven on earth, that it's here. You can believe it's in the sky if you want to. That's great. That's cool. That'll be there for you after you die. But in the meantime, you can still have heaven on earth here and still abide by the guidelines that'll get you into heaven after. A lot of people don't get that, though. It's difficult, a lot of people think they're supposed to be miserable, supposed to suffer, long suffering and all that bullshit. Hey man, we're going to suffer. That's part of life. Suffering is a integral part of life. One of my favorite sayings, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you deal with it. And that is so true. A little cliche or whatever, but it's really true, man. I mean, like, you determine how you're going to feel. So yeah, for me, it's important just to get this type of content out there. I like to do the jokes and the quotes and the poker and all that, but none of those things are the real reason for this platform. The real reason for this platform is to expand the kingdom of heaven on earth in any way that I'm capable of doing it, as I am right now. Not how great or how good or how much better of a person I may be a week, a month, a year from now, but doing what I can do with where I'm at and with what I've got right now. I am a king of procrastination. It's a difficult struggle for me on a daily basis just to keep some sort of semblance of order. To-do lists, man. I probably make 75 to-do lists a day. Sometimes I put on my to-do list to make a to-do list for something else. I don't never get them done. Sometimes, like, literally, I can remember times in my life that I know this was supposed to be a final table thing, but the final table ended quick, and so I've been having some things on my mind. So this is a perfect opportunity. I'll put it in the final table playlist, and I'll put it on some other one too, so everybody can hear it. I guess this is kind of like the beginning of my manifesto. But I want to be able to offer what I have to the world in any capacity that I can. In order for us to do that, because we all have it in different ways, different scenarios. It doesn't have to be talking to people. Your gift, the way you're going to expand the kingdom may have nothing to do with words at all. So, but the thing about it that I've learned is that you have to clear a path to take off. You have to clear a path to take off. There's all kind of weeds, all kind of debris. The runway's fucked up. A lot of craziness going on in what is everybody's life circumstances. And so the easiest thing to do for me has always been basically to do nothing. To do just enough to get by. To do just enough. And I've always seen myself as a lot more than that. But yet, bringing that vision to fruition has been a hell of a struggle. But I think that every day you get better. At least that should be the goal. Better by whatever metric your better is. And clear out the weeds, man. Clear out the debris. Clear out the situations that are holding you back from unleashing you. That's some real shit. That's some real shit because, man, you don't know who's missing out on the blessings you have. And really, I'm talking to myself right now. I've been extremely guilty of this, like I mentioned, and I'm not anymore. And so I'm interested to hear myself say these things because it's a different type of leap of faith. You know, God's always got your back, and He's gonna faith you up. He's gonna bless you up. He's gonna, hook you up as much as we allow Him to hook us up. You know, our faith is a determining factor. Faith is a determining factor in everything. That's what makes it such a big deal. Everybody can say what they want. Christians, Muslims, atheists, devil worshippers. I don't give a shit. Everybody can say what you want. Nobody knows. You're going to say, people say they know. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. I'll tell you, me, right now, I know. But we don't fucking know. We don't know. We don't know what happens after we die. We don't know what was going on before we were born. All we know is what we have. Life. You know what life is? Life is right now. The past, memories, the future, maybe, those things are not life. Those things are the compilation of events that form a lifetime. The past and the future form your lifetime. And your past is going to be a direct reflection of how you live your life. Every single moment is your life. Because at any moment we can decide to do anything. I can decide right now that I'm going to do these drastic changes, and I can do them. I mean, with the right willpower, whatever. The possibility is there for me to accomplish that. On the flip side of it, I could decide I want to go pick up an axe and murder 100 people. I don't know if I'm going to do when I say that. But, the point is that that we always have a choice. We always have a choice. We can always choose what we do, what we think, and how we act. And I probably will say this 1,000,000 times because I don't even feel right sometimes when I hear those words come out of my mouth. Oh, well, you got to this. I have learned over the years to control myself much better, but I am still by no means perfect or anywhere near it. And, we all swerve a little bit. So despite all of that, you can do something right now today that is going to benefit, that is going to be a net positive for the world, plus in vibration. However you look at it, whatever you see, it doesn't make any difference. Every outlook, every religion, everything that centers around there being a higher power, regardless of how you view that, whatever that higher power is, however that higher power interacts with your life, however it makes you who you are, the foundations of faith that you stand on, the foundations of whatever traditions, whatever it is, the end game for virtually every single one, I say virtually because there's some probably on the fringe that they don't want expansion of good. It really comes down to one word, man. One word. Love. It's all about love. Yeah, because that's what God is at the end of the day. Love, force, and power, I believe. Force and power. I believe that we can all make a difference. I believe that we can all do something small. We don't build empires. We don't get rich, or we don't gain a lawyer's worthy or a doctor's worthy education by sitting in a few classes or taking a test or two or going to class, a few times a month. You get to that point because of the continued small micro steps, step by step, day by day, one piece adding on to another, ultimately creating this beautiful masterpiece. So that's one of the most difficult things for me just in life, is trying to focus to get those little things done and not getting too overwhelmed by the bigger picture. I'm a spend too much time looking at the bigger picture type of person, and sometimes that paralyzes me into not doing anything. And so instead of completing two or three little things while I look at the difficulty of my overall task, I complete nothing and I sit there stuck. But every day it's a process. Every day, every minute, it's a choice, a decision. So for me, the goal is to find where I need to get to the point where every day I'm making more and significantly more expedient decisions, positive decisions, than I am negative ones. So this video is running about 27 minutes, man. I'm going to go ahead and leave it in its form just like this. If it's meant for you to hear it, you're going to hear it, because that's how God works. So, yeah, that's it, man. I'm going to be putting a significant amount of content like this on the channel. Do some reaction videos to inspirational content that I listen to, motivational content. I'm a big motivation person. Now, don't get it twisted. I've also learned in my life that motivation is good sometimes to get you just that motivated, up and running, starting, but it takes discipline to sustain the type of habits that are needed. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all listening to this, man. Hit the like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm looking to engage. I want a community that, we can bounce ideas off each other. We can, just walk the walk for a minute, cross paths, see where it takes us. Subscribe, hit the bell, so you know whenever I upload something. Right now, the Voradox experiment is kind of centered around we got my quotes of the day and my jokes of the day. The quotes I'm very serious about. The jokes, I won't tell them unless I've actually laughed at them when I told them to myself before. I don't know if that's a good test or not. But the quotes mean something to me. I look into them. I don't, I'm not just throwing quotes up. They have a meaning. And so those things are important. Obviously, my poker stream is important. That's how I am making my living. That's how I'm supporting my family. So I put a lot of time and effort into that. And this whole online thing, it's my goal every day to do a little bit more, to get a little bit more up, to make a little bit more of a dent in whatever it is that I'm here to make a dent in. I love what I'm doing. I feel extremely blessed. Yeah, that's it. So I appreciate y'all, man. God bless y'all. Come back and see me again. And that's it. And in case you were here watching the Final Table, Operation Final Table, 2K guarantee, $5 rebuy. We finished third and took a prize of about $270. Peace.